Hello, my name is Henry. Welcome to my first review. As you probably noticed, I'm a little bit of a geek, and for a good reason. Superheroes are now popular than ever. Not just in comics and TV shows, now superhero movies are more profitable than ever, all thanks to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now that their 11 years of movies has contributed to a long and fruitful franchise bringing all superheroes from Marvel together as well as creating big events. It's not just that superheroes crossovers are now popular mostly in Marvel, but also in DC, which has more history with superheroes like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, and many more. DC was also successful with the Justice League comics, which brought together major heroes to save the world in a constant basis, such as aliens, doppelgangers, supercriminals, and many more. They had their own TV show made by Bruce Timm, who created Batman the Animated Series, which developed into the now known Justice League TV series. It was a success, and we thought that maybe one day they will adapt it into a movie. Now with the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the ending of the Dark Knight trilogy, we all assume that they're going to put their efforts and their resources into making a long franchise. The first film was Man of Steel, a new take on Superman directed by Zack Snyder, the director of Watchmen. The movie didn't do so well, not just because it has too much CG and also blank characters, but it made Superman, a symbol of hope and good, look like a depressing hero. And the fact that he killed the villain of the movie, it was very cold and unforgivable. Then it was Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, and it had too much going on, as well as being even more depressing, killing Superman, making Batman a killer, too much plot holes and Easter eggs that no one could follow. It was a giant mess, both financially and critically. Then it was Suicide Squad, which I personally hate the most. Why? Because it was a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. Wonder Woman was actually the better DC movie, as it had more emphasis on making the hero more heroic, and it was the saving grace of the DCEU. However, it was not good enough to save their next film, as it had the worst behind the scenes problems combined with the departure of Zack Snyder due to personal tragedy, being replaced with Joss Whedon, the director of the Avengers, and be reshooted in pre-production. A lot of people trying to defend this film, but for me and for a lot of people, there are just a lot of plot holes and a lot of problems that we cannot ignore. So that's why I'm doing this video. So without further ado, I'm taking a look at Justice League. The movie begins with a couple of kids recording a video from a phone whilst the day was saved by Superman. And right out of the gate, we start with this film's big problem. The CG in this movie is really bad. Not only does the background as well as Superman's cape look fake, but also Henry Cavill's mouth. So why is Henry Cavill has a CG mouth? Well, in the midst of doing this film as well, he was also doing Mission Impossible Fallout, so he had to grow a mustache. However, given the fact that he had to do reshoots and he couldn't shave the mustache or grow a beard, or the fact that they couldn't delay the movie, they had to paint a CG mouth on him, and I have to say it looks bad. It looks Mars meets Mom's bad.
A man I knew used to say that hope is like your car keys. Easy to lose, but if you dig around, it's usually close by.
Then Warner Brothers and DC must have a lot of keys and lost them a lot, because they had to, instead of looking for them, they had just to replace them, which is kind of fitting for this movie. As the credits roll, we go to Gotham City, a half Zack Snyder film, when we see a man taking the trash to the roof and sees a CG reflection of Batman. He notices him and starts shooting at him. They fight, and eventually Batman, played by Ben Affleck, wraps him with a grappling hook through the edge, which in reality he's using as a bait. As far as we know, he's not a criminal, so basically Batman is using a civilian as a bait, as fresh meat. Is this really the Batman that we grew up with? It seems to work as a parademon appears and Batman quickly mounts the thing, and they start flying around the city. And the parademon starts to get weak by the police alarm. It's not clear why the parademon is annoyed by this alarm, but I guess it's a plot point for later, so... Batman catches the parademon and then it explodes, leaving behind an important trace. Huh. Three circles. I think they're circles, which would mean that Brainiac is behind this, but it look more like squares. Huh.
What was that?
A scout.
From space.
Like an alien army?
As the opening sequence continues, we see a slow and mellow montage of a world without Superman. Lois Lane grieving him, Martha Kent leaving the farm out of debt, crime in the streets, newspapers reading that Superman might come back to his home planet along with Prince, which is stupid, a sign on the streets by a hobo saying "I tried," probably from Zack Snyder or Josh Whedon, is hard to tell. We then cut to London, in which we see a band of criminals assaulting a bank, kidnapping civilians and setting up a bomb, when suddenly... And I have to admit, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is the only good part of the DCEU, and this fight scene is actually pretty entertaining. It has a lot of action, a lot of good punching, and a lot of good heroics. We go to the fourth snowing location in the DCEU, this time in a remote village in Iceland, where we see Batman going to a bar asking about Aquaman in order to recruit him. I wonder who Aquaman could be. I mean, it could be anybody, including that jug long-haired dude that looks like Roman Reigns' brother.
I hear you can talk to fish.
No, Aquaman doesn't talk to fish. He has a telepathic control to the water creatures, which means he can command the fish as well as other sea monsters. He could control even a chimera. Nonetheless, Batman tries to recruit Aquaman in order to defend the Earth against the parademons and the mysterious villain.
Dressed like a bat. You're out of your mind, Bruce Wayne.
Okay, Aquaman just revealed the secret identity of Batman to the whole village. The secret identities don't mean anything anymore. I mean, no wonder why Lex Eisenberg managed to know the secret identities of Batman and Superman. Bruce returns to the plane and talks to Alfred, played by Jeremy Irons, about the other metahumans to recruit, as well as the mystery of the mother boxes and the parademons.
One misses the days when one's biggest concerns were exploding wind-up penguins.
Well, I'd now rather see Batman Returns than this CG fest. Which begs the question, does that mean that Batman Returns is now connected to this Justice League movie? Because if so, that will now make sense why Batman kills. We then get introduced to Barry Allen, aka The Flash, played this time by Ezra Miller, which looks like a combination of Peter Parker and Wally West, immature and excited and annoying at the same time.
What, you got a problem?
No, there's no problem.
Better not be.
So Barry visits his father, Henry Allen. If you watch the TV show of The Flash, you see that the reason why he's in prison is because of the Reverse Flash, who murdered Barry Allen's mother and blamed it on his father. And in the TV series, Henry Allen is played by John Wesley Shipp, the original 90s Flash, and in this movie is played by Billy Crudup, which incidentally is no longer playing Henry Allen in any of the future DC movies. So this makes him a pointless cameo. Suck it up, people. This is the only time we're going to see Billy Crudup as Henry Allen. We cut to Silas Stone, played by John Morton, in which he's talking to his son Victor and...
You are not a monster.
It's weird that you thought I meant me.
So, the performance that he gives in this movie, it's really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Ray Fisher as Cyborg, he'd probably be the unemotional actors I've ever seen. This is especially worse considering that the CG on his body looks like crap. It looks like a cutout from a video game. I mean, we're talking about Cyborg, a character that went beyond popularity after the Teen Titans show. Sure, Cyborg suffered the tragedy of not having a full human body, but he always had a great intelligence, not to mention a playful personality to work around his robot parts. And now they given his first cinematic introduction to the DC movies, and this is the best effects and performance they couldn't muster from him. I mean, the guy is not even acting, he's just saying stuff. Not acting, just saying stuff.
I can access everything.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans Go, whatever. We then cut to Themyscira, I hope I pronounced it well, when we see the Amazons as well as Hippolyta guarding the mother box, in which is starting to react, as well as opening a portal in the sky, revealing the main bad guy of this movie, Steppenwolf, voiced by Ciaran Hinds. So, as you can see, the main villain of this movie is just a big CG villain. Not to mention his entire design is very familiar to another popular villain.
Mother, millennia in exile.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The lines that Steppenwolf says in this movie sounds out of Buster Black from Arrested Development.
These are my words, Mother.
But do you want to know what's the best part about this scene? That Steppenwolf is kicking the Amazons' ass. Yes, the Amazons who were established in the Wonder Woman movie were suddenly defeated by Steppenwolf, and he retrieves the mother box with ease. Steppenwolf has the technology from Apocalypse to teletransport himself to the right place as the mother boxes are. So, I mean to ask, why he didn't use the teletransporter to get the mother box and fly away instead of avoiding conflict with the Amazons? So Hippolyta shoots a flaming arrow from the distance to an old ancient Greek palace, and Wonder Woman sees it on the TV. Which begs the question, why would it happen if Wonder Woman would have saw it on the TV? And Wonder Woman meets Bruce to talk about Steppenwolf. Basically, Steppenwolf was one of Darkseid's generals from Apocalypse, who conquered the planets using the mother boxes as well as turning people into parademons. He invaded Earth before. Unfortunately for him, the Amazons, the Atlanteans, the humans, and the Greek gods, as well as the Green Lantern members, were there to stop him. He was forced to retrieve as well as leaving the mother boxes on Earth, which the Atlanteans and the Amazons took to their respective places, and the humans buried the third mother box into a hole, so no one could see it again. Why did they destroy all the mother boxes? In fact, why give to the humans the third box when you can give it to the Green Lantern Corps? I mean, they have better resources, not to mention they have the Guardians of Oa there. It would be better for everyone. And given the backstory that we were given, and the bunch of people that we had to see to beat up a moron with a butt cheek and his army of flies, do you really think that 5 people were even the odds? I mean, even the Avengers have S.H.I.E.L.D., the NYPD, and the armies, not to mention a nuclear missile. No time to waste, as Batman is recruiting the Flash by revealing his secret identity, and of course, it works.
You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
Yeah, reveal your secret identity to a metahuman you barely even know. World's greatest detective, everyone! And Wonder Woman is recruiting Cyborg, which she fails.
I lost someone I loved once.
Diane is still hanging over the death of Sid Trevor, but that death happened 100 years ago. And now that I think about it, there's a sequel of Wonder Woman coming up, and Sid Trevor seems to be appearing on it, so are the filmmakers forgetting their own continuity? So Steppenwolf attacks Atlantis to retrieve the second mother box, but Aquaman intervenes and tries to stop him, but he gets his ass beat by Steppenwolf. Wow, that was pathetic, and I thought that Super Friends Aquaman was pathetic.
My ability to talk with fish is of no help, Wonder Woman.
Okay, another thing to mention, the music sucks in this film. I mean, they had Hans Zimmer doing their music on previous DC movies, And now they just didn't play that and just play old music from Danny Elfman's themed Batman. And it really doesn't fit with the movie as well as fit with the tone.
Needless to say, Commissioner Gordon, played by J.K. Simmons, tells Batman, Wonder Woman, and Flash, as well as a returning cyborg, that Steppenwolf and the Parademons kidnap civilians, including Cyborg's dad, Silas.
This guy has the technology from Apocalypse. He can detect mother boxes from long distances and get them with ease. He can teletransport himself in whatever place he wants. He can control parademons. He defeats the Amazons and the Atlanteans. So, I have to ask the following question. Why does he need to interrogate humans about the mother boxes? He makes Ronan the Accuser and the Dark Elves look more badass compared to him.
Nonetheless, our heroes go to the sewers and try to rescue the people. Yeah, on a sewer. Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Flash are in a sewer for the first time.
You don't find the Fantastic Four in a sewer, or the Avengers.
See, I'm afraid of bugs and, guns and obnoxiously tall people and murder, and I can't be here.
The Flash is afraid of a CG tall guy.
Lame.
So the fight ensues between the Justice League and the Parademons. Flash saving people, Batman fighting the Parademons in slow motion, Steppenwolf fighting Wonder Woman, Flash saving Wonder Woman in the slow motion, and... yeah, this scene doesn't feel sophomoric at all. So Steppenwolf fluctuates the sewers. Everything is sinking until Aquaman arrives in the nick of time and saves them. And now they have the last mother box. Okay, now what's the plan? Hide it in a safe vault so no one can see it, or maybe find a way to destroy the mother box?
No, they don't do that. Because Batman has an idea. A very awful idea.
So, what if you were stronger than a planet? Your cells lying dormant, but incapable of decay. If you were in a conductive field, a boost from the mother box could bring him back to life.
So Batman, the world's greatest detective, a guy who knows that an alien threat is too dangerous and using its own power against them is also very dangerous, is suggesting to us that he wants to harness the mother box as well as using the Kryptonian technology to revive Superman in hopes that he might not even turn into a monster like Zod did.
I mean, even Wonder Woman agrees that it's a bad idea.
Even if there's a fraction of a chance.
Yeah, a small fraction. The same idiotic logic that you use to argue that Superman is even 1% dangerous to the whole planet and he might turn evil, and then we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
Nonetheless, they grave robbed Clark Kent's grave, they infiltrate the base with the Kryptonian ship, which begs the question, why the ship is still there anyway? And they use the Kryptonian technology and the mother box to revive Superman.
Aside from the fact that everything that I just described here, it's impossible science, in fact, ridiculous science, not something that not even the Mythbusters could pull off. This has to be a stab in the heart to all DC fans. And what do I mean by this? Well, because they basically destroying everything about the death and resurrection of Superman from the comics.
Whether you love or hate the death and resurrection of Superman, you have to admit that this was the most important part of history, not just in the Superman line, but also in the DC mythos. Hell, the animated version The Death of Superman and The Reign of Superman are one of the best adaptations thus far. Wakey wakey! So obviously it works and Superman comes back to life all shirtless as well as confused. In a total out of nowhere scene, Cyborg loses control over his body and attacks Superman, to which enslaves a fight scene between the heroes, and all four of them lost.
I get that the mother box was attacking any Kryptonian DNA,
but it only happens once in this film, and it has no bearing in the plot whatsoever. So logic would dictate Superman still has unfinished business with Batfleck.
Tell me. Do you bleed?
You know, that line, the "do you bleed," never was a good line to begin with. In fact, Phil Coulson said it better in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I met gods. Gods bleed.
Of course, Batman brings Lois along in order to control Superman.
Oh, you're probably wondering why I didn't mention her throughout the entire review. Well, the scenes that she has in this film are very minimal and they have no bearing to the plot, not even when she's talking to Superman's mom.
This is especially sad considering that Amy Adams playing Lois Lane is the most uninteresting character that she has ever played in these movies. You could literally edit her out of the movie and it wouldn't make a difference. So Superman and Lois fly away, and because they left the mother box unprotected, Steppenwolf arrives and takes the mother box. The stupidity of this movie never ceased to amaze me.
Oh gee, if they only secured the mother box instead of fighting Superman.
So Clark is back to the farm, but has to tell Lois that he has to go and save the others from Steppenwolf and
The Joker took over the animation department and put a smile on Henry Cavill?
With the villain having all three mother boxes and running out of options, our heroes had to hit a direct attack to Steppenwolf in Russia, but not before Aquaman gives an inspirational speech.
I don't mind. It's an honorable end. But we gotta shut Steppenwolf down. Superman's a no-show. You got no powers, no offense. This guy might be working for the enemy, we don't know. You're tripping over your feet and mine. Oof. You're gorgeous. I'm meant to...
This is the $1 billion winner of the DC movies, folks. And he's sitting on the lasso of truth of Wonder Woman.
Meanwhile, we see Steppenwolf using the mother boxes to terraform the Earth, and wow! I've seen better special effects in video game movies. So Batman goes full on kamikaze and destroys the barrier, jumps out with the Batmobile, and attracts the parademons using the alarm noise.
So your genius move is dying.
I thought Ben Affleck wanted to get out of the franchise with a graceful exit.
From there, everything breaks loose as the rest of the league fights the parademons in a really bad special effects. I have to say it again, the special effects in video game movies look much better than in this movie. And as expected, Steppenwolf kicks the league's collective asses.
You're all too weak to see the truth.
Well, I believe in truth. But I'm also a big fan of justice.
Oh, so now arrives in the nick of time and starts acting like the real Superman. Well, it only took 2 movies and a death to get his act straight.
He is more powerful, he saves people, he beats up the bad guy. Hell, he even cracks a few jokes.
Is this guy still bothering you?
Although, that was really needed for Superman.
He even manages to separate the mother boxes with a little help of Cyborg.
I take it back. I want to die.
Or you can always just quit Superman and start playing Kraven the Hunter.
In the most convoluted way to defeat a bad guy, they destroy Steppenwolf's axe, and somehow, someway, the parademons turn on Steppenwolf.
What happened here?
Was the axe controlling the parademons, or the fear in Steppenwolf was too big for all the parademons to go after him?
Why am I overthinking this? The movie's just almost over, so let's just get on with it.
So the day is saved. Huzzah! And nature grows in the little town of Russia. What is this, the Wizard of Oz? Ambrose helps Clark to get the farm back.
Thank you is not enough what you did.
I did a mistake, that's all.
Oh yeah, mistake, right. Killing a guy for being too powerful for us, under the belief that he could kill us. And not only were you ready to stab him with a kryptonite staff and causing his death on the matter, Yeah, just slop that in under the carpet and nobody will find out.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
Wow, I guess Batman is indeed stupidly rich.
Chances are he probably bought it using his back credit card. And so our movie ends with a little speech from Lois Lane that is so lame that I'm not gonna put you guys to hear it.
Basically, it's just her saying we're survived.
Cyborg gets an upgrade, the Flash is still waiting for his own movie to come out, Aquaman enjoys his $1 billion movie, Wonder Woman gets to be in a sequel that is far better than this movie, Ben Affleck stops playing Batman, and Clark still works as a reporter and goes to save the day as Superman.
I know that a lot of people hate Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, but please guys, just keep the continuity afloat or else you're gonna confuse a lot of people.
We get two post-credit scenes, a cute one which involves Superman and the Flash having a cute race, and a horrible one which includes Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg, escaping from Arkham and recruiting Deathstroke for his horrible plans. What?
We have to level the playing field, Mr. Wilson. To put it plainly, shouldn't we have a league of our own?
Given the fact that you made a piece out of jar, kill a bunch of government people in the White House, and also create a monster that could kill Superman, as well as now revealing the secret identities of Batman and Superman, then no.
So that was the Justice League movie. By far the worst DCEU movie thus far, as it is rushed and inconsistent. If you look at it as a comic book fan, you'll find it very disappointing, as it lacks the scale and tone of the comics and TV shows. Not to mention that almost every character in this movie is either bland or obnoxious. The only one that I forgive is Wonder Woman, but even she had a few lines in this movie. Ben Affleck as Batman looks stale and it looks like Ben Affleck doesn't want to be in this movie, and despite Henry Cavill acting like Superman in the last act, he's still not the best interpretation of Superman. And if you look at it as a moviegoer, you will find it very boring as well. The plot is unoriginal, the CG in this movie is really bad. In fact, this is one of the factors that make the movie bomb in the box office. Because the CG in this movie, it looks rushed and it looks bad. It is the equivalent of fixing the walls using duct tape. And if you look at it as an artist's perspective, you'll find the movie to be a very convoluted mess, as it not only tampered with the work of the director Zack Snyder, but also involving Joss Whedon, and even he couldn't fix this movie on his own. The reshoots are notable, and the lack of inconsistency in this movie is very notable. And even though the fans are demanding for a Snyder cut of the Justice League movie to be released, I really think we should let that go, as I think that we're not gonna get that cut of the movie. Is this the end of the DCEU movies? Well, Aquaman and Shazam did well at the box office. There's still a sequel of Wonder Woman coming out, as well as Birds of Prey. But there are other reports saying that Warner Brothers want to cancel the DCEU and start from scratch, and hiring directors like J.J. Abrams and James Gunn to reinvent the DC movies.
I hope one day they'll learn from these mistakes and they can make a proper Justice League movie. But only then, we can only wish. So, I'm Big Henry. Welcome to my first review, and I'll see you guys next time.